Every year when winter approaches, a quiet restlessness stirs among the birds. With the shortening days and cooling temperatures, it's time to fly south for the winter. As soon as the first leaves begin to turn, the birds are off and away. Hundreds of thousands of swallows take off from their roosting sites, filling the sky. In the distance, they look like dark clouds racing across the horizon. Meanwhile, high up in the mountains, another kind of restlessness stirs. It's time for the big journey. A lone figure, slender and powerful, leaps into the stream and begins its epic fight upstream. This is the life cycle of nature. Every year, animals travel thousands of miles, overcoming seemingly unsurmountable obstacles to reach their destination. And we humans can't help but be amazed by these incredible journeys. Join us today as we explore some of the most incredible migrations on our planet. The Arctic tern. Imagine being able to sleep with one eye open. That must be what it's like to be an Arctic tern. They re among the most widely distributed seabirds in the northern hemisphere and spend their summers breeding in the Arctic and their winters in Antarctica. Every year, they undertake an incredible journey of 40,000 miles. The longest migration of any animal on Earth. At the height of summer, Arctic terns can be found in northern Norway, Iceland, and Siberia, where they breed and raise their young. But as soon as the ice begins to form and the sun dips below the horizon for longer periods each day, the terns feel the call of the south. They gather in huge flocks and set off on their long journey. Traveling at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour, they fly over land and sea, following the curve of the Earth all the way to Antarctica. The journey takes them through some of the most inhospitable environments on the planet, but the terns are undeterred. They navigate by the stars and the sun, and they use the Earth's magnetic field as a compass. They also rely on their incredible stamina to keep them going. Terns can fly for up to 60 hours without stopping, covering up to 6,200 miles. But even this impressive feat is not without its risks. The terns have to contend with predators such as sharks, turtles, and even other birds. But the terns have some tricks of their own. Their sharp beaks and strong feet make them formidable opponents. Plus, they can dive into the water at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour to escape danger. Despite all these dangers, the Arctic terns make the journey every year. They return to the same breeding grounds to lay their eggs and raise their chicks. And every year, the cycle begins anew. The salmon. Deep in the heart of the Alaskan wilderness, a mother salmon prepares to make the journey of her life. She's been swimming against the current for weeks, battling powerful rapids and leaping over waterfalls twice as tall as she is. Her muscles are aching and her skin is torn and bleeding, but she won't rest until she reaches her destination. She's driven by an instinct that's been honed over millions of years of evolution, as she knows that her journey is almost over. Soon, she'll be able to lay her eggs and pass on her genes to the next generation. Then she can finally rest. This is the incredible journey of the salmon. And it's just one example of the amazing feats that animals are capable of when driven by the will to survive. Salmon are an anadromous fish, which means they live in salt water but return to fresh water to lay their eggs. And their journey upstream is truly epic. Some salmon travel more than 1,000 miles to reach their spawning grounds. They leap over waterfalls up to 30 feet high and swim against currents of up to 6 miles per hour. Along the way, they're attacked by bears, eagles, and other predators. But they're determined to succeed. Once the female salmon has laid her eggs, she dies, but her journey doesn't end there. Her body is broken down by decomposers, and the nutrients are released back into the ecosystem. These nutrients are then used by the very salmon that will eventually eat her, thus completing the cycle of life. Wildebeest. There's no place like home, unless it's somewhere else. That seems to be the motto of the wildebeest, also known as the gnu. These large antelope-like mammals live in herds of up to 1 million animals on the Serengeti Plain in Tanzania. But every year, they leave their homes and travel hundreds of miles to find greener pastures. The wildebeest migration is one of the most spectacular sights in nature. The vast herds move across the plains in a wave-like motion, their hooves pounding the ground and their horns raised high. The migration follows a circular route, taking the herds to different parts of the plain where they can find the freshest grass and water. The journey is fraught with danger. The wildebeest are constantly on the move. They have to contend with predators such as lions, hyenas, and wild dogs. But the wildebeest have some advantages. They're fast and can run up to 50 miles per hour. They also travel in large groups, which makes it difficult for predators to isolate and attack a single animal. But perhaps the greatest danger to the wildebeest is not the predators at all, but the terrain itself. The wildebeest must cross the crocodile-infested Crocodile River several times during their migration, and each crossing is a perilous adventure. Crocodiles lie in wait, hoping to ambush a young or injured animal. But the wildebeest are prepared. They travel in such large numbers that the crocodiles can't hope to eat them all. And the wildebeest have developed a sort of immunity to crocodile attacks. They've learned to avoid the crocodiles and to protect the weak members of the herd. The result is that although many crocodiles try their luck, few actually manage to grab a wildebeest. In the end, the wildebeest reach their destination, and the whole herd is rejuvenated and ready to start the cycle anew. Monarch butterfly. In the mountains of central Mexico, a new generation of monarch butterflies is preparing for its great journey. Every year, the monarchs travel from Canada and the United States to the mountains of Mexico, where they spend the winter. The journey is over 3,000 miles, and the butterflies travel in such large numbers that they can be seen from space. The monarch butterfly migration is one of the most spectacular natural phenomena on the planet. The butterflies travel in a wave-like pattern, their orange and black wings flashing in the sunlight. The journey takes several months, and the butterflies travel up to 60 miles per hour. Along the way, they stop to feed on nectar and lay their eggs. The eggs hatch into male and female butterflies, which mate with each other so that the females are pregnant before they even leave North America. The males then die, but the females continue on to Mexico. Once they arrive, they cluster together in the Oyamel fir forests where they spend the winter. The butterflies don't eat or drink while they're in Mexico, and they don't fly either. They simply hang motionless in the trees, conserving their energy for the journey back north. In the spring, the butterflies begin to move north again. They travel in smaller groups this time, and they stop to lay eggs along the way. The eggs hatch into male and female butterflies, and the cycle begins anew. Swallow. Swallows are among the most widespread and abundant birds in the world. You can find them on every continent except Antarctica. And every year, they undertake epic migrations to find food and breeding grounds. The swallows travel in large flocks, and they can travel up to 60 miles per hour. They also fly long distances without stopping. The swallows navigate by the sun, the stars, and the Earth's magnetic field. They also rely on their excellent eyesight to spot predators and avoid danger. But despite all these advantages, the swallow's journey is not easy. They have to contend with bad weather, fatigue, and predators, but the swallows are up to the task. They're incredibly agile and can change direction quickly to avoid predators. They can also fly in bad weather, and they have a remarkable ability to conserve energy. The swallows travel in flocks, which helps them to conserve energy because they can take turns leading the way. They also eat while they're flying, which gives them the energy they need to keep going. As we've seen, wildlife migration is an incredible phenomenon. Animals migrate for a variety of reasons, including finding food, breeding, and escaping predators. They travel in huge numbers, and they often have to overcome great obstacles. But despite the challenges, migration is essential for the survival of many species. So, next time you see a bird flying overhead or an insect fluttering around, remember that it could be on an epic journey that began thousands of miles away. What do you think about these incredible journeys? Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching. See you soon.